It's good for any time, actually. I'm going to start in a comfortable seat in my chair. I think we'll scoot all the way back so that your back is supported, so we can start with a little pranayama practice. If breathing deeply aggravates any kind of health issue that you may have, don't breathe deeply. Just close your eyes, breathe it however's normal for you, and get centered. Have the same relaxing effects as a deeper breathing exercise. It's just a matter of being still and focusing inward. I'm going to read you a little thought for the day as well. So let's begin in our comfortable seat, in our chair, with our hands on our thighs, and just close our eyes and begin to breathe in and out through your nose, whatever feels comfortable to you. If you want to take a deeper breath, that's fine. If not, that's fine also. I'm going to read out of the pocket, Pema Chodron. She's one of my favorites when it comes to meditation and practicing being in the moment. This is remaining steady. Emotional turmoil begins with an initial perception, a sight, sound, thought, which gives rise to a feeling or comfort or discomfort. This is the subtlest level of Shenpa, the subtlest stage of getting hooked. Energetically, there is a perceptible pull. It's like wanting to scratch an itch. We don't have to be advanced meditators to catch this. This initial tug of for or against is the first place we can remain as steady as a log. Just experience the tug and relax into the restlessness of the energy without fanning this ember with thoughts. If we stay present with the rawness of our direct experience, emotional energy can move through us without getting stuck. Of course, this isn't easy. It takes practice. So apparently, an emotional reaction to any kind of unsettling experience, the emotion itself will dissipate within a minute, minute and a half. It's our thoughts that keep it going and start to create that hamster wheel in our head. Our anxiety elevates in the conversations we have with ourselves. So whatever is going on any given day lately, when you find yourself being emotionally hooked, pause and just be with that emotion and see for yourself if it will dissipate without going to some external means to make it go away. Eating Doritos, drinking a glass of wine or whatever it is that you use to escape a bad feeling, maybe you just sit with it instead. With that said, open your eyes and let's get started with this practice of stretching and chair yoga. Inhaling and exhaling, let's raise our arms up overhead. Lengthen through the waist, expanding the distance between your ribs and your hips. Maybe try to hold on to your elbows and bring your upper arms back towards your ears. If this is hard on your shoulders, just loosen the grip a little bit. Make it a little wider. It's more about, if you loosen the grip, it will become more about lengthening your waist and lengthening the psoas muscle that connects your legs to your torso. If you bring your elbows in, if you're able to do that, then you're gonna add the benefit of opening up your shoulders. So either way is fine. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale and start to circle around just from the waist up. Lift that belly. Keep your sit bones grounded to your chair, meaning don't let them tip or rock side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Just go through these circles at your own pace. When you feel like you've gotten what you need out of the motion, hopefully a couple of complete rotations. Take it back to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling, lengthening through that waist. Increasing the space between your ribs and your hips, utilizing and activating your core muscles. Coming back to the center, inhale, exhale, bring your hands to your thighs. Let's get a lateral stretch and lengthen the psoas muscle some more. A little into the QL as well. That's the muscle that goes from your hip bone back here and up towards your lower back and then down towards your, into your pelvis. So we'll inhale, raise your right arm up, exhale, lift up and over. If you want to take this hand onto the chair for support, you can. As you lift up and over, try to stay upright away from the back of your chair and maybe open the rib cage towards the ceiling. You don't have to look up, you can look wherever's comfortable. Take a couple of deep breaths here and just imagine getting long on this right side, lifting up at the same time out of the left side, pretending not to compress your waist, but like you're going up over an imaginary beach ball. And then inhale, exhale, back up to sitting. Inhale, raise that left arm up. Exhale, up and over that imaginary beach ball. Ground those sit bones to the mat. Maybe open up the rib cage toward the ceiling. Reach through your side body. Inhale and exhale and rise back up. As we scoot forward onto our chair, we'll get a little twist if that works for you. Noting that your spine does not twist in the lower back. The only place it'll start to twist is about your that first rib there, and it only twists maybe 13 degrees. So it's not like you're trying to wrench your body around. Think of it as wringing out a towel gently, pulling the ends long, and just getting a little wringing sensation through your spine. Inhale, exhale, take your left hand outside your right thigh. Maybe your right hand goes on the back of the chair as you lift up through the top of your head. Inhale, exhale, and just gaze back towards the back wall or wherever's comfortable. You don't even have to look all the way around if that doesn't work for you. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Beginning that twisting, detoxifying pose. Inhale, exhale, back through the center. Inhale, let's lead with the chest and lengthen our spine out front. And then exhale and round your back, just whatever's comfortable, tilting the pelvis a little posteriorly. And then rise back up and begin the twist to the left. Right hand outside the left thigh, left arm on the back of your chair maybe. Maybe you look back, maybe you don't. Inhale, exhale, sitting up tall, imagining the length from your tailbone out of the crown of your head and just gently wringing the spine. And bring it back to the center. Scoot back in that chair. Now I brought a prop here. This is a TheraBand. You could use a towel, or if you have one of these bands, great. If you can reach your toes, great. This is a hamstring stretch. So we'll scoot back up to the front of our chair and loop the band around the ball of your foot if you need it. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale and bring your body towards your thigh. Belly towards your thigh, chest towards your knee, face towards your shin. And just hold at the point where you feel the stretch, the lengthening, the effects of the pose, allowing you to get what you need out of this stretch. And we're gonna hold here maybe 5 breaths. Inhaling, exhaling, or you can use a clock and time yourself. Try to stay about 30 seconds. Inhale, exhale, and bring it back up. Leg comes in, we change feet, flex that foot. That means your toes are up toward the ceiling. Sit up tall, inhale, exhale, and gently bring your body forward, tipping at the hip. anteriorly tilting that pelvis. So we're lengthening through our spine as opposed to rounding our back. Just do the best you can. Maybe you don't go very far. That's all right. Inhale, exhale. Take those breaths. Watch that clock if you want to. Inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out. And at the same time, you can even pull your abs in and strengthen that core. Train your spine, your erectus muscles, to lengthen that spine and keep your body upright. Raise your body up. Take that TheraBand away. And while we're sitting here, let's get a little hip stretch as well. So we'll take our right ankle above our left knee and practice sitting up tall, because the tendency here is, or the challenge is, to sit up tall. Some people will find themselves rounded backward and not able to come forward at all. It looks like this from the side. If you feel like this is your body and this is not what your body's doing, then take your hands behind you, like so, on the chair, maybe on the sides. Inhale, exhale, and lift your sternum up to the ceiling and see if you can get your sit bones in contact with that chair. Lengthen your body forward only as far as you can go while maintaining this hinge at the hip. All right? And just hold there. Let's hold there like that, like so, for a couple of breaths. Now, if you are flexible enough to keep the length through your spine and then reach your hands forward, you can do that also. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's stay here for 15 more seconds. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a couple of more breaths. And then we'll rise back up. Now we'll relax it. So if that was really difficult for you or really challenging, or you felt like you didn't do it very well at all, it's a practice. We'll relax forward. So now, if you want to round your spine this way and relax forward, go ahead and do that. And you'll probably feel more of the stretch here rather than in the back of your legs or the back of that hip. And just hold that stretch. Inhale, exhale, maintain that pose, and let it go. Stay in this moment. This is a time when thoughts come into your head about what you should be doing or could have been doing, or why is this happening to me? Whatever it is, just let it go. Let the thoughts come and go. We don't have to attach emotions to them or jump on that hamster wheel. We're doing something for ourselves. You're taking care of yourself in your own home. And rise back up. Maybe while we're on this side, we bring that knee into our chest. Maybe it's out here, that's okay. Inhale, exhale, and just bring it a little closer. Maybe you relax and let it go and add a little twisting action here. A little bit different than the one before. Take a couple of deep breaths as you sit and pose. Notice the effects, what's going on in your own body. One side might be tighter than the other. Come back through the center, place that foot on the mat, and we'll bring the left ankle above the right knee. Now you may notice one side's tighter than the other here. If at first you are finding that it's difficult to keep your sit bones grounded and your body upright, hold on to that chair, lift yourself up and really kind of try to make contact of the sit bones to the chair. And then tilt that pelvis forward. You'll feel this stretch up right in your hip. Little tiny muscle, your piriformis muscle, as well as all the other muscles that are attached there. Depending on the structure of your skeleton, you're gonna feel this in all kind of places. Most likely the outer thigh, outer hip, And let's just breathe and hold that position. Maybe this is as far as you can go. You might want to bring your forearms to that shin and hold that pose there. Maybe you can go a little farther and you lengthen through your spine like there's a string right out of the top of your head holding you long and keeping your sit bones grounded as you breathe and try to occupy about 15 more seconds of this pose. We want to hold our stretch as long as we can. Generally speaking, 30 seconds is the recommended duration. However, I have learned over time that really a minute and a half, 2 minutes is more likely what you're going to need to improve the length, the flexibility of a muscle. Our body has reactive responses that naturally occur when we start to try to stretch a muscle that's tight, and it's going to kind of resist for a little while. You need to get beyond the resistance. So inhaling and exhaling, and practice going with the stretch. Use gravity, let it pull your body weight into the stretch. Maybe you can reach your fingers to the floor. Inhale, exhale. Another point worth noting as you inhale and rise back up is that when we open up our hips, stretch any part of our hips, a lot of emotional tension gets stored here in your body. That's a fact. And when we start to do these stretches, sometimes people get emotional. If that happens to you, particularly during this time when things are not normal, it's okay and it's really healthy. You don't want to walk around with all the stress that you're feeling, all the emotions you're having trapped in your physical body. That's what leads us to do things like overeat, oversleep, not sleep enough, swing from the chandeliers, drink too much, whatever it is because we trap all that inside ourselves and we need a way to get it out. So yoga is excellent. Any kind of physical activity is excellent in helping opening up your body and releasing the tension that's stored there. So now we're going to do the one where we just relax and round our spine and reach towards the floor. And again, let gravity take you into that stretch. Inhaling and exhaling, folding forward to the floor. And we'll hold that for 30 seconds. And once you find that you reach the extent of the pose for you, come back up. Oh, and let's do the little twist here as well. So maybe we bring our knee in first, inhale, exhale. Maybe you can't really pull it in tight, so we just let it hang out in front. Use your core muscles to hold you up tall. And maybe do a little twist here with the leg lifted. And we get a different sensation, a different action to that pose. Inhale, exhale. And let's come back through the center. And now we're going to lengthen through, stretch our quads and hip flexors. So if you turn to the side on your chair so that your body weight is supported here, and then hold on to the back, you can let that knee drop towards the mat. And this may be sufficient. Maybe this is all the stretching that you need from the front side of that leg. You can make it more if you turn your toes face down and then let your knees slip back behind you. That's going to intensify this length. This is also going to help lengthen the psoas muscle. The reason I mention it a lot is because that's the source of a lot of people's lower back discomfort, is the muscle that attaches your thighs, your leg bones, to your torso. That's your psoas muscle. Does a lot of work. And when we sit all day, we shorten that muscle, causing a lot of problems. So we're going to lengthen it here. Maybe you stay right here. Now remember, you could start here, stay here, take it back for a little more in-depth stretch. Maybe you want to reach up and inhale, exhale, and add even more length. When you do this, lift that chest toward the ceiling and lift your low abs up to help create some space in that lower spine. Inhale, exhale, breathe, and stay. Now if it's too long to stay this long, come back up and then take it back again. I'm going to do a little movement here that seems to work well for some people. Inhale and reach forward. Exhale, up and over and reach back. Make a complete 360 with that arm. And we'll be lengthening up through our fingertips all the way back to those toes. Inhale and exhale, and then bring it back the other way, reverse. Inhale, exhale, think long through your arms, long through your neck. And one more time, up and over, back through the center. Now we've got to turn to the other side. So we want to make sure that we're supported on that chair and then just drop that knee straight down toward the floor. This is sufficient. Maybe you want to keep your leg that way, but you do want to move the arm. You can do that also. Or we can extend the leg back and add even more length through the front side of your body. Inhale, exhale, and lift up, and see if you can imagine your core muscles lifting your rib cage up and away from your hips, and then you lengthen through your spine and open up through that chest. Inhale, exhale. And again, if it's getting to be strenuous, then I want you to just come out of the pose, pause for a moment, and then we'll circle that arm and reach around, opening up the chest, lengthen through those pectoral muscles. Inhale, exhale. One more time before we reverse it. Inhale, exhale, open up. And you mind your own shoulders, okay? So if this is too much of an extension, take it a little out here, or bend your elbow a little, or make the motion smaller. That's what I always suggest. If a pose is too much for your joints, make it smaller. There's nothing wrong with that. You do you. All right, last but not least, we'll take our feet wide, knees turned out. Inhale, exhale. This is a good inner thigh stretch, and it will also practice bringing that pelvis forward, lengthening your spine some more, and we're going to roll back up. So we inhale here, exhale, round your back, sit up tall, and try to make a fluid motion, inhaling and exhaling, and just do your best. Get what you need out of the pose. And we'll do one more, and then we're going to change it up a tiny bit. Inhale, sit up tall. If you can, press that hand against your left inner thigh and bring the shoulder forward, maybe even getting a little twist here. You can even reach to the floor. Maybe you want to use a block and make the floor a little higher. Maybe even turn it there and get a twist here. Or not. Inhale, back up, exhale, we'll take it to the other side. You can hold here, you can bring your hand to a block, you could reach up, whatever you want to do to make it work for you. And then we'll come back through the center and round it up. All right, bring those hands to your thighs, and let's, last but not least, inhale, arms up, interlace your fingers, and place them on the back of your head. Elbows come toward each other, and then drop your chin towards your chest, bringing the elbows as close together as possible. You're going to feel this all across your trapezius muscles, the muscles that run up from the back of your neck, down your shoulders, and even into the middle of your back. So maybe this may be enough to release that tension. Or you may want to curl in like a seashell, and round those elbows as close to you as you can. And you keep it going in order to feel the stretch, where do you need to feel it? And once you get to a point that feels like, yeah, that's the spot, hold there, breathe in, breathe out. And then unwind and open your elbows up. Inhale, exhale, relax, and let it go. Another good trapezius, upper back, neck tension reliever is to take your ends of your fingers together and then bring your elbows as close together as you can. Avoid letting your hands collapse. Try to keep a little tent there, and then just lift them up or maybe lower them down, whatever feels right. Inhale, exhale, and breathe. And release it. Now, a stretch that is common, but a lot of times people don't feel it, it's because of the hand position, is the one where you bring your arm across the front. Palm needs to be up. Bring it across and gently press. With the palm up, you'll get your stretch through that rear delt into your traps. Turn your palm down, the arm rotates internally and it doesn't cause that stretching. You want it to be externally rotated, creating some tension, and then we can stretch it out. Inhale, exhale. I find too that if I turn my palm away, that'll give me a little different stretch across that neck and trap muscle. Release and palm up. Inhale, exhale, make your neck long. Hard to do when you have a really short neck. Breathe in, breathe out. And then rotate and turn your palm away if that worked for you. If it doesn't do anything, then don't worry about it. Breathe in, breathe out. And then release those arms. And let's sit back in our comfortable seat, hands back to our thighs, sitting up tall. Maybe take a small circle with your skull, okay? So we're not gonna go deep into our neck. That can be a little aggravating for some people's body. If you wanna do that, you go ahead. Imagine though, keeping your head balanced at the top of your spine. A lot of people these days have a forward, tilt in their neck because we're always looking down or driving or whatever. So press your jaw into your thumbs and notice how your head, by doing that and resisting, your head kind of shifts back where it should be. And then the fun part is to try to circle your head just in a tiny circle at the top of your skull and see if you can get a sensation of not using your muscles. In other words, not craning your neck, not grinding it out, just kind of a gentle, easy circle, and then go back the other way. And you might get a little sense of release in your neck muscles by imagining that you could circle your head right at the top of your spine without causing your cervical spine, your neck, the section of your spine that supports your head, without requiring it to bend and move and all kinds of stuff. All right, then we'll come back to our center and close your eyes if you want to, or just gaze towards your knees and breathe in and breathe out and relax. You could continue to breathe at your own pace, whatever's normal, or maybe you deepen the breath. filling your lungs, your rib cage, and letting your belly expand. Then exhale. Contracting those abs, pressing against your diaphragm and allowing the air to go out. Imagine your breath supporting your spine. Maybe you want to lean back in your chair, allow the back of the chair to support you. Maybe you want to visualize your happy place somewhere on the beach or in the mountains or on your back porch, wherever it is. Inhale and exhale. See the sights, visualize the scenery. What does it smell like? Is there salt in the air? Is there fresh air, clean rainwater? Is there a sound? The ocean or a breeze in the trees? Birds? Can you feel the sun on your face? Whatever it is, picture that place. Be there. And know that you can return to that place, reclaim that sense of peace of mind, well-being, anytime you want. And then bringing your hands to heart center, resting your thumbs against your sternum in prayer position or Anjali Mudra. Taking one last deep breath, feeling grateful and better than before. Fill your lungs. Exhale. And namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice in that chair yoga